Hello. I feel like it is definitely the right time to talk about manifesting and going into the new year. I know a lot of people have probably considered this before of like what their New Year's resolution is going to look like, what kind of changes they want, what goals they're setting, what type of person they want to become, what habits they want to get better at. But just because the holidays were so packed for us, um, it has been something that I've been doing, but just recently we just did like a vision board night where we had, everyone get together and do their vision boards and really start materializing those things. But what I wanted to talk about, sorry guys, I'm sick. Also, I have my dishwasher running in the background, but, anyways, what I wanted to talk about was the fact that last year, when it was this time of year, and even before that, like I think probably August or September, I really started looking at like, what do I want going into the new year? Because there's no right time to start planning this. So a lot of people, they pick this time of year to get their goals aligned and figure out what is the next step, or where are they really slacking off and it's making them unhappy, and that unhappiness is really starting to affect them. But there's no right time to be doing this. And for me, and I know a lot of people that think like me, we're doing this pretty much all year round. So I want you to take that into consideration for this year. Is like this new energy, this excitement and everything, you can literally find that at the start of every month. You can find that at the start of every week, and you can find that at the start of every single day, because every single day is a new day. Every single week you can set your week up for success by doing planning. The weeks for me always start on Sundays, so that's when I start getting the house in order, my laundry, doing these chores and stuff like that I need to just get sorted away. And then I have the same excitement at the start of every month. But I feel like I finally have a really, really good base of what I'm looking for in 2024. But when I was walking into 2023, I had set up like my 5-year goals. I did like 1, 3, and 5-year goals for what I was looking for in the next few years to come. And within 2023, I literally hit every single goal that I had. And so, and I don't just mean for that year, I mean for like my 5-year goals too. So, needless to say, at the end of 2023, I was pretty damn shook because I want to talk about this too. I was mentioning this last night when we were building our vision boards, because there were 2 other people with me that were building their vision boards, and they didn't have like as much stuff. And so for me, by the end of the night, I wasn't even done my vision board. Like I didn't even finish all of the slots that I had opened for pictures. And then my friend asked me like, why are you going into so much fucking detail? Like these people, they probably have like 10 to 15 pictures on their board, and for me, I was like pushing 30 and still like making them smaller and making more room. And that's because at the end of 2023, in the past few months, like in the last few months of the year, I was like, what do I do with my time? And that's when I should have started my New Year's resolution and stuff like that and started resetting my goals. But I just want to let you guys know that for me, I see this as like red flag, danger zone, like when you stop having goals to work on. Because then I find that it's very, very difficult to keep your routines and habits in check. And without those, then your happiness starts to fade away. Like, some people expect that you just wake up and you're supposed to be happy and grateful. But I really don't believe that to be true for the type of person that we are. Chances are, if you're watching my video, you're like me. And it's got to be earned. Like, you have to earn this, because people that align with me, we're here for a purpose. We have a soul mission. We have a purpose to our life. We're highly favored by God. And what that means is you need to put X amount of work in to get things back, because there's a universal law of reaping and sowing. And so if you want to have that peaceful feeling, if you want to feel in alignment, if you want things to go right, and if you want to be happy and all of those things, there's a certain amount of work that needs to be done throughout your day so that you can manifest those amazing things back to you. And so for me, going into 2024, I really wanted to make sure that even if my dreams and goals are so big that I can't believe them being the person that I am now, but I do have faith in the universe that obviously they will work out. But that was literally my goal going into the new year, because coming towards the end of the year, I didn't want to be stuck with like nothing to do and just being upset. And so going into 2024, I'm super excited. My friend was saying that one of the affirmations I shared with her has been working absolutely like incredibly well. And I always said that like my manifestations are coming in exponentially quick. And then they started to come in exponentially quick. And I just think that it's so beautiful. I feel like if I was watching this video, I would want to know, how the hell did you pull off your 5-year goals in a year? And I would have to say limit all distractions. Like, get things out of your environment, because people that are successful at manifesting and bringing things into their energy field is not because they... Like, success is subtractive. So if you want your power to be more powerful, you need to take things out that's making your power less powerful. Because when you are someone with a mission and purpose in life, and when you're favored by God, guess what? You have that power. You're spiritually endowed. And so you need to be taking things out. For me, what that looked like was pretty much all of my family time except for a few hours on weekends. What it looked like was working 6 days a week. What it looked like was praying 7 or 8 times, maybe 20 a day. In 2023, what that looked like was being satisfied, sitting in the back of my car with a bottle of water and a can of tuna. And I'm not saying that you have to go to that extreme of sacrifice, but if you want to know how I manifested the things that I wanted in the next 5 years and a year, well, then I feel like you should understand that if you want extreme results, you've got to take extreme measures. And in this year coming up, I think that I do definitely value speed, but things come in like cycles and waves. And so for me, going into 2024, my focus on speed isn't so much there as much as just focusing on being in my divine feminine energy, which is something that I really, really love. And for this week, I've just been off because I've been sick and feeling like a butthole. And I've just been really prioritizing me being in my feminine energy and imagining what a woman that lives in her divine feminine energy all the time would look like. And then when I get out of line with that, just bringing myself back in alignment with that. And I know obviously that's not going to take all year to get that to a point where I'm super happy with it. But I just think that going into this chapter of my life, that's definitely what I'm looking for. And if I were to give you an outline of how to make your manifestations, it would probably be to like look at what bugs you the most. And I know that you're already thinking of something that if you could just manifest that right now, you would be very, very happy. And so that should be like your main... I don't want to say that the manifestation should be your main focus, because it shouldn't. What should be your main focus? So let's say for me, before it was money, I was literally living under the back of my car. And what I focused on was the actions I needed to take and being happy in those actions to make an incredible amount of money. So that way I could be back in my feminine energy, because making money is a masculine energy thing unless you have investments and passive income. And so for me, making active money was pushing myself so deep into my masculine energy that often I was unhappy. But when I started getting so much rewards back and making so much money, I could then pay and buy my time back to be in my feminine energy. And also I wouldn't engage in any situations that brought me out of my feminine energy more than whatever my comfort level was at that point. And then my comfort level continued to get amplified. I don't know how to explain that. So let's say I used to be comfortable pushing myself to a 9 out of 10 of discomfort to get what I wanted. And then I realized that I value my peace more, so then my max was like 8 out of 10. And then I realized that I valued my peace more, and then my max was a 7 out of 10. And I feel like also with the manifestations I'm currently putting into the universe, of going into more of my divine feminine energy, something that I want you guys to realize too is that sometimes your manifestations are going to show up into your life, but they're going to show up unmade or undone. So let's say you want a Lego house, and then you wonder why you manifested Legos, and it doesn't really make a lot of sense to you because you're like, I wanted a Lego house, I didn't want Legos. But what the universe wants you to realize is that there's work involved, and so you need to be able to assemble the pieces when you get them. And so a lot of times for me, my manifestations were showing up in like all of these disassembled pieces, and I was like, Jesus Christ, like I'm tired, I feel like a write-off, like I've been pushing myself, but I just want you to know that no matter where you are in the year, whatever goals you set out for, you're never going to regret pushing yourself past your level of comfort or, past any type of thing. And once you get very comfortable living in the uncomfortable, you're going to become a very, very happy person. You're going to become the type of person that enjoys pushing themselves to that level because there's so much gratification on the other side of like really accomplishing something that is a difficult feat. And that's just what I believe to be the biggest beauty in life. And then once you build your habits around that, then it's incredibly rewarding. So I would first start in the area that comes to your mind when you're like, okay, if I could manifest one thing, what would that be? So for me, it was money. And then you want to look at like, how much money do you want to make? But not just that, because you can't sacrifice what you're doing every single day just to make this amount of money. So for me, my first way of manifesting money was knocking doors. I am not going to be knocking doors for 20 years. Like, I can tell you that right now. So then it's career. How do you want to be manifesting that money? Or whatever that looks like for you, right? So for me, I want to have a lot of real estate investments and I want passive income. That way, yeah, there's still work involved and whatever, but it's a little different, right? And that can look like whatever you want for you. Okay, Google, skip. Okay, Google, skip. I'm listening to like calming music because I love calming music and I feel like complete silence is weird. 1 minute, let me put a pin in this. But like there's this one soundtrack that just sounds like a vacuum's on, so that's not calming at all. So first I would manifest money. That's what I did. And then I would manifest the way that I want to make money. Actually, that's not true. I'm working on that right now. Because for me, I just want to do everything from home. I really love my home. I manifested a home. I would look at like, what do you want your home to look like? What do you want your relationships to look like with your family, with your friends, and with your significant other? Manifesting a significant other was a lot of fun. I put a lot of work into it. I was very stressed out. I didn't think I was going to have a Prince Charming showing up on a horse because this guy was way too slow. I figured I probably have like a class clown comedian guy that's riding a turtle and he's lost somewheres. And that's exactly what I got, and I think that that's an incredible blessing. I would look at what I want my family to look like, which would go into relationships. And then I would look at what do I want to be like. So manifesting your ideal self. And that can be anything from like your physical appearance to your wardrobe to your energy to your habits to your values and principles to what drives you to take action or to not take action. and really like look into that person and design that person. Because for me at this time, well, let's just look at like the beginning of 2023. I didn't look the way that I look right now. And I remember writing down that I wanted like 22-inch blonde hair extensions and that I wanted blonde hair with a shadow root. And I remember writing that I wanted way longer nails than I had then, because I was like fighting and jujitsu and stuff like that, and I couldn't, like, they had to be as short as they possibly could be. And I remember writing that I wanted lip injections and Botox, and so all of those things now I manifested. But what does that look like for you? What else? I would say your feelings too. So it's very important to look at like what kind of person you might want to look like, but what kind of person do you feel like? You know, I think that that's really, really important. For me, the most beautiful time in my life was when I just felt like my actions were really in alignment with what I wanted. And I felt so much peace, so much clarity, and incredible connection to the universe and to God. I felt so fulfilled with everything I was doing. I felt like it was difficult, but I felt like the reward inside of me that I was getting for doing the difficult things was so much like more important, and it was like worth more than its weight in gold. And so that was like the most beautiful time in my life. And I remember losing that feeling for a long time, and like just a few days ago I asked for it back. I woke up the next morning and I had it back. And it's crazy how fast you can manifest things when you say that you're always, you know, manifesting things faster and faster. I think affirmations are good, but I wouldn't put a lot of huge focus on them. I really put a huge focus on my actions and what I'm doing. That way I can like be in flow state during the action, because I think that for me that's where I find a lot of peace. For instance, I'll just give you an example. Right now I'm still doing door to door, and sometimes I'm sitting in my car and I feel like something about me, right? Like I feel like I'm tired, or I don't want to do this, or me, whatever. And then the moment that I get out and I get into a conversation, I'm thinking about how I can serve them and how I can help them. And so for me, the fastest way to take pain away from me is to help someone else. And then I'm able to put my focus on like, what do these people want to hear that are watching this video? What does this customer want, or what do they need? Like, can I be of service to this person? Is this a qualified person for me to serve? And then when I put myself in that mindset, guess what? Everything is so much better. Like, I was just laying here on the couch taking a nap, eating fruit because I'm sick and I want to feel better. And then I was like, you know what I should do? Make a video. And so being of service to others for me brings me a lot of peace and a lot of fulfillment. That's pretty much it. I think a wise piece of advice too would be look for what gives you the feeling, like that really good feeling in your manifestations, and don't listen to anyone else. And it doesn't matter if anything. Like, it doesn't matter what person A in my life thinks about my manifestations, because it's not gonna fulfill me. Wait a minute, let me collect my thoughts. So if I talk about riding around in a Lambo and people are looking at me like I'm a stuck-up bitch because I live in the smallest buttfuck stupid town where no one has any imagination or any drive or any ambition, and they think I can never find myself living in Miami because I say like fuck this country. I live in Canada right now, and there's snow on the ground right now if you could see what I'm looking at. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna be driving like Lambos, Ferraris, G-Wagons, and this is gonna be my shit. And so a lot of people around here with their like small town mindset are like, so what I mean by what I was saying as a wise piece of advice is like, I'm gonna follow my feelings and what I desire, and I don't care if it makes other people like sick of hearing me or not want to be around me, because that energy that's repelling them is also the same energy that's attracting my goals and my dreams and everything that I want, because it gets those people out of my way. And I think that's so beautiful. And so you have to realize that like, you shouldn't attach yourself to people or places or things, because people and places and things and circumstances are going to come and go, because everything is going to be in complete alignment to getting you on the path and on the journey that you need to be on to manifest the things that you want. And so last night when I was looking at my vision board, I have no fucking clue I'm going to pull off any of these things. I don't know. Like, you don't know what you don't know, and going in, new levels, new devils, you don't know what's going to attack you from where. You don't know how it's going to be difficult or what kind of difficulties you're going to have. But, I mean, for me, what I've always done is just jumped with 2 feet, and I didn't have any safety nets. I didn't have any ropes, no nothing. And I'm just in it. And guess what? When you're in it and you don't have any safety nets and you don't have anything to bring you out, you figure your shit out. Pretty quick, might I add. Pretty quick, you will figure that shit out. And yeah, that's pretty much all I would say going into 2024. What do you want? What drives you? Fuck other people and, whatever. Because sometimes the God or devil, sometimes it's the devil putting those people in your way to stop you or slow you down or make you question or doubt yourself. But sometimes it's God testing you. And you have to be able to overcome those tests. And it's a true blessing to be tested by the universe. That's pretty much it. Focus on the actions, because you're going to lose yourself in that. And you're going to become so grateful and so connected. And it's with that energy of connection and gratitude through the work that you're going to be able to manifest the same feelings as if you were driving in your new Lambo in Miami to your beachfront mansion. And that's a vibe. So I'll leave you with that. Go get to work. What we did is we used Canva to outline what we wanted our vision boards to look like, and then we're going to be printing them off and taking all the pictures and putting them on a board and hanging it. That way we actually have something physical, and then we get to do that step of cutting the things out and being more hands-on with our stuff, because I think that that's really important. I think writing's really important too. I'm done talking. Have a great day. Enjoy your 2024 and really dive into this creative energy. I know it can be hard at the start because it's all of this white space, what do I do with it? But it just takes practice being in your creative space, and then eventually you'll definitely figure it out. Have a great day.